Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Superbird Speedway. Today we have 4 new matchups. We have 4 spectacular matchups. Here's the rules on the screen if you're unfamiliar with them. And lanes 3 and 4 will be used if a third race is necessary in the best 2 out of 3 series. And we have 4 really good matchups this week. We have the Bully Goat versus the Stockar. We have the Ford Galaxy versus the Mercury Cougar. We have the Land Rover Series 3 pickup versus a former King of the Hill in the Ford F-150 in silver, as we are zooming in on the Cougar and the Galaxy. But that should be a really interesting matchup. As well as our final matchup, 2 very hyped up castings. We have the Honda Civic Type R and the Datsun 510, our 2021 Speedway champion, driven by Datsunman Diecast. Without a further ado, it's time for our first race. Time for our first matchup in Week 2. The Bully Goat and the Stockar. Let's meet you by the track. It's time for our first race of Week 2. We have the Bully Goat going up against the Stockar. Stockar came out in 2016 C-Case. The Bully Goat came out in the 2015 K-Case. Both of these are really interesting cars. Both look like real cars, but they are not real cars and were designed by Hot Wheels. Who's going to win this one? It's best 2 out of 3. 3, 2, 1. Well, that was not even close. The Stockar takes that one and has a 1-0 series lead on the Bully Goat. It's a must-win for him, and then his season's over. 3, 2, 1. The Stockar takes the triumph for this one. In a 2-0 sweep, we have ourselves an interesting matchup next between the Ford Galaxy and the Mercury Cougar. Our next matchup is coming up. We have the Ford Galaxy and the Mercury Cougar. Both of these cars are warming their engines up. Our drag strip has nothing to do with how the cars will perform. It's just to get the cars warmed up. And now, let's take it to the track. The Mercury Cougar sitting in lane 6 and the Ford Galaxy sitting in lane 1. Both of these castings were Ford castings. Mercury was made by Ford. And it should be a very interesting matchup. Interesting matchups will continue to get more interesting as we go on. Our next matchup will have a former King of the Hill, and so will the one after that. So let's see what happens. 3, 2, 1. We have ourselves a must-win for the Ford Galaxy, or else the Mercury Cougar will come out on top. Who's going to win this one? Let's find out. 3, 2, 1. And the Mercury Cougar gives us our second consecutive sweep of the evening. And it takes a 2-0 win with those orange 5-spoke wheels. It's a really cool casting, and who would have knew that it would be this fast on the track. And without a further ado, it's time for an all-pickup truck matchup between our Land Rover and our Ford F-150. Alright, it's time for our third matchup. We have the Ford F-150 and the Land Rover. I can't remember the name of it. I'll have the name of it on top. I think it's a Series 3 something or another. Yeah, it's a Series 3 pickup, so my bad. Now it's time to see at the track. Our Land Rover Series 3 pickup is taking on one of my childhood King of the Hills in the 2009 Ford F-150, which has a ton of weight to it. If you are wondering, you may have seen the orange one on Superbird Speedway, and you would be right. But this one was faster and it actually took out the orange one. So we'll have to see what happens here. Can the Land Rover Series 3 pickup give an upset? Or will the F-150 give us another win? Let's find out. 3, 2, 1. That's personally no surprise to me. This was also a very fast car on the Ghost Jerkers track. I remember when it was King of the Hill back in like 2014, 2015. May have been even longer than that. But it was a fast truck. And let's see, can it deliver up on another win? Or will the Land Rover take one? 3, 2, 1. In our third consecutive sweep, the F-150 takes it over the Land Rover Series 3 pickup. Both of these are really nice trucks, however, the F-150 comes out on top and is in our top 8 so far that we know of. We will give you an updated rankings after these races. And now, it's time for our final matchup, which is an all-JDM matchup between our 2021 season champion Datsunman Diecast driving in the 510 and the Honda Civic Type R. Now this is a very huge matchup. We have the 99 Honda Civic Type R versus the Datsun 510. And if the Type R beats the 510, we are guaranteed to have a new King of the Hill on Superbird Speedway. And without a further ado, let's get to the track. Both of these cars have been released as Grail Super Treasure Hunts, which are very valuable pieces. The 510 goes for well over 200, and that Honda is already going for as much as the 510. And do not get into those prices, but anyways, we should have ourselves an interest. Alright, so my camera is giving me problems. Let's just get into these races. Who's gonna win? Let's find out. 3, 2, 1. Well. Datsunman Diecast is in an interesting situation. He's down 1-0 and can only lose one more. However, he's been in these situations before and has come back. So we'll have to see what happens here. So 3, 2, 1. This is going to be our only race going to a third matchup. And Datsunman Diecast is in lane 4, the Civic's in lane 3, and he has tied it up. Let's see what happens. Can he come back and complete the comeback? Let's find out. 3, 2, 1. And ladies and gentlemen, we are guaranteed a new King of the Hill. Honestly, I almost want to give the crown to the Civic right now, but I have a very interesting challenger that may come into play in week 4. Just maybe. It has raced on tracks before. I had to get one just for this for the track. But anyways, this is all about the Civic. I think the Civic now, after taking out Datsunman Diecast, has a very good shot at becoming our next King of the Hill if it's necessary for that tournament. We'll have to wait and see for that one. Whoever wins the tournament and finishes on top after the first 5 weeks is our King of the Hill. Another exciting week of racing in the books here at Superbird Speedway. We are taking a look at our 4 losers. We have the Bully Goat being swept, the Ford Galaxy, and the Land Rover following in the path of the Bully Goat, and a big upset that took out the 510. This means that the 510 will not be a contender for 2022's championship. And then we have the Stockar, the Mercury Cougar, the F-150 with the wins, as well as that Civic pulling the upset. And we are about to wrap things up, and here's the rankings. If you see a star by that car, they have clinched a playoff spot. We have 2 more weeks of racing to go. 12 of our 16 winners will make it. And if you have a car you want to see on the track, feel free to let us know. You don't have to, but the offer's always open. We hope you enjoyed. Happy hunting and stay safe.